For benefit of doubt, let me introduce Rotimi Amaechi. He is a former governor of Rivers State and a former Minister of Transportation under the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari, 2015 to 2023, 8 years in the All Progressives Congress. But after the tenure of Muhammadu Buhari, Rotimi Amaechi was not included or is not included in the government of Buhari's successor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and is now a chieftain of Nigeria's political coalition that has adopted the All Progressives, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, as its political party. Up to now, the ADC has not settled the issue of who becomes its presidential flag bearer in the coming 2027 general presidential election. Now, the two shallow things that I said, Rotimi, that is the two shallow talks that are attributed to Rotimi Amaechi are this. One, saying that if he is elected Nigeria's president in 2027, he will give Nigeria a new constitution within a month of his becoming Nigeria's president. I discussed that in a video earlier today, saying that how did he envisage that to happen? Will he act as a dictator and impose the constitution on Nigeria, or what? Devoid of referendum, or the National Assembly that should enact or propose the law to the president to sign into law. So that is, I consider that to be very shallow of him. And what Nigeria needs now is not a shallow-minded somebody like that. Definitely not. Who would think that he could give Nigeria a constitution within a month, even within 6 months? Yes, within 6 months may be feasible, but it's not to think of it in terms of the president giving it to Nigerians, but making it to happen with all the stakeholders making input into what Nigeria's constitution should be. He didn't seem to think of that. So when people are desperate for power, and they so thank God they are speaking out so that we know their shallowness or depth. The second thing that I consider shallow talk on the part of Rotimi Amaechi is saying that he knows, if given the ticket of the ADC, he knows the weakness of Tinubu and how to defeat him. Again, it's very shallow. in the sense that whatever idea you have should be shared with your party, and for their collaboration to make it work. Or are you going to do it individually? You have the magical wand, the magical wand to use, that you cannot give to the party to succeed, except insofar as you are giving the party presidential ticket. So, you know, but again, I heard Amaechi on in an interview, when he was asked, how is it that you spent 8 years in the All Progressives Congress as a minister, and you didn't see anything wrong with the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari, who added herdsmen terrorism to the ravaging war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, and was rather impoverishing Nigeria rather than creating peace and prosperity? What was the answer of Rotimi Amaechi? That Buhari's government is better, much better than Tinubu's government. Does that make Buhari a saint? That his brutality is not as brutal as the brutality of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Yes, agreed that no president has ever said all subsidies are gone. Amen. Tinubu is brutal. But is Buhari Buhari who added herdsmen terrorism to the unjustifiable and avoidable war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, creating poverty, creating insecurities? Was that not bad enough for Rotimi Amaechi to condemn? But just to say that Buhari's government was better than that of Tinubu. Also, was that the reason you supported the brutalities of Buhari? Because the brutalities were not as brutal as the brutalities of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Oh my God. No, well, it's very good that Rotimi Amaechi has portrayed himself as a shallow thinker, and as somebody, because I said in the other video that if Rotimi Amaechi is right thinking, he will not come out to say he want to be president coming from the south of Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, who spent 8 years in Aso Rock as vice president, as acting president, and as substantive president 2011 to 2015. So he spent 2007 to 2015 in Aso Rock, a period of solid 8 years. And rather than thinking of giving the next chance to a zone that has not produced any since 1999, we are talking about, you now want to front yourself, and you are now, well, you can see that everything is saying is shallow. It's shallow. I tell you, it's shallow. You supported the brutality of Muhammadu Buhari because it was not as brutal as the brutality of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Oh my God. You know what to do to defeat Tinubu if you are giving the ticket. So if you are not giving the ticket, what happens? So all this type of thing coming from Rotimi Amaechi. But as I said, so you, the African Democratic Congress, settle your presidential candidacy issue so that you can focus on consolidating nationwide for the defeat of the All Progressives Congress, retrogressing Nigeria since 2015 till date, going from bad to worse, up to the level of all subsidies are gone. You know, so, but what is your focus? What is your priority? You know, so anybody who cannot see justice in North, South, and zonal justice, he will not stand for, does not represent justice, and will not do justice. It's simple logic.